Hello everyone, and welcome to Board Game Bits, the show where we talk about board game news. This week, Adventuring with Pride supplement for D&D on Kickstarter right now, Mantic launches a board game division, two-player board game Sobek, available for pre-order right now, Tsuro Luxury Limited Edition on Kickstarter for €350, and Yumcha on Kickstarter right now. Adventuring with Pride, a Queero's Journey, live on Kickstarter right now. As I'm sure most of you are aware, this month is Pride Month, so happy Pride Month, everybody. To celebrate this, there is a D&D supplement by the name of Adventuring with Pride, a Queero's Journey, live on Kickstarter right now. This is actually the third entry of the Adventuring with Pride adventures. It comes with 4 one-shot adventures, a host of playable characters that you can just straight up pick up as they are, or you can create your own characters, of course. However, the stories are made around these 4 characters. It also comes with 3 new subclasses, one for the Cleric, one for the Ranger, and one for the Barbarian. Apart from that, it comes with some tools for role-playing, and the proceeds will also go to, well, the first proceeds will go to developing the game, but then they will also donate 50% to, let me look this up, Stonewall, which is a LGBT plus charity that does, according to this site, incredible work for marginalized people across the world. You'll also be battling, and I found this particularly funny, weaponized normalization, which, you know, sounds like your real life problem. Go ahead and check it out. You can either buy just this supplement, or you can buy the whole set if you want. The creators do note on the Kickstarter page that you do not need any previous knowledge of the previous supplements to be able to play this. So it's really up to you. If you want to support the project, you can buy all of them. If you want to support, you know, gay pride and you love Dungeons and Dragons, this is also a good way to do it. But if you just want to check out this specific supplement, of course, you can just buy that one as well. Mantic Games is launching a board game division. Their first game will be the Umbrella Academy. Mantic Games is a company that makes miniatures either for their own war games or for existing war games like Warhammer. So it's kind of like Steamforge, where they make very good looking miniatures, and that's what they specialize in. However, now they are launching a board game division, which is straight up just called Mantic Board Games Division. So you get what's on the tin. Their first game will be the Umbrella Academy, the board game, which will launch on GameFound on June 15th. That's very soon. In fact, if you watch this at launch, it'll be in 2 days. And if you watch it later, it's probably already there. GameFound, if you're not familiar with it, is an alternative for Kickstarter that is specifically for board games. But it functions the same in most ways. So it's just a place where you can kickstart games that you are interested in, and that publishers and board game creators will bring their products to you in the hope that you will spend some money on it that they can then use for the production of the actual game. The Umbrella Academy, the board game, we don't have too much info on it yet. There's not much on the site, but it looks like they are using art from the comics. If you've ever read the Umbrella Academy, you know what it looked like. If you haven't read the Umbrella Academy, you've only watched the quite popular Netflix show, then some of the characters may surprise you, but it's actually quite a cutesy, interesting, maybe not cutesy, but definitely stylized and interesting art style, so definitely worth the look. And I guess we'll find out more on June 15th. Two-player tile-laying game Sobek, open for pre-order right now. On the website of Pandasaurus, you can pre-order the 2-player game Sobek right now. You can also download the rulebook if you want to have a look at that first, and you can even already play it on Board Game Arena. Sobek is a 2-player game where players are laying tiles and building a temple to please Sobek, who is an Egyptian god. He is the god with the crocodile head, who stands for military prowess and protection from dangers in the Nile. I'm not sure if it's the Nile specifically, but that's what it said on the wiki, so I'm gonna go with it. It's a tile-laying game. You'll be trying to, I think each player has their own board. There's also an ankh that they use to move around. you're trying to build as efficiently as possible so that it's worth the most points. Like I said, you can download the rulebook, you can play it on Board Game Arena, so you can already have a good look at what the game is like and decide whether you're interested or not based on that. So have a look. Tsuro Luxury Limited Edition on Kickstarter right now. If you're a fan of Tsuro, the tile laying and wayfinding tile game, you might be interested to know that there is a limited luxury edition on Kickstarter right now. It comes in this beautiful wooden box, and the pieces are actually carved in a way that rather than the paths being drawn onto them, they're carved into them in these hard, I don't know what they're made of, they look like hard plastic tiles. It looks really good. That being said, you will have to pay $350 US to get your hands on one of these boxes. That's a lot of money. I mean, you can buy a Nintendo Switch for that, so whatever you want to do with that. Tsuro is a tile laying game in which you're trying to outmaneuver your opponents. The tiles, they're really just tiles that have different routes on them, and you're trying to lay them in such a way that you will be the last person to crash. You can have opponents crash into each other or have them sail off the board. Either way, they are out of the game. You're trying to be the last one that is still on the sea. It was a pretty popular board game back in the day, I think like 2014 or something. I played it quite a bit in my Davelse times, which is the board game society that I was a member of. Definitely worth checking out. However, I would only go for this luxury edition if you really, really, really love Tsuro. Sushi Go style card game Yumcha on Kickstarter right now. On Kickstarter, you can find a card game called Yumcha, where players try to build a hand of a Yumcha meal and get the most points. Yumcha is a Cantonese-style brunch where you have some snacks and then also tea. Those are the two main and most important components. This will also feature in the game. You have to have the food, you have to have the tea, and it's kind of like in a mahjong-style way, you're discarding cards and claiming new cards to create a good hand. When someone has a full hand or everything they need in their hand and they don't want to move on improving it, they can proclaim Yumcha, and then the round stops. Everyone compares hands, and the person with the most points wins that round. Also, a fun little detail is that while the cards are named in English at the bottom, at the top you'll have the Mandarin letters or symbols, but also how you would pronounce that in English. So it is a way to learn to pronounce the Chinese words for the meals. So the next time you want to go order Yumcha, you can do it with the proper terms. Also, of course, I said it's Sushi Go style. By that, I mostly mean that the cute faces that are on the cards. If you've ever played Sushi Go or Sushi Roll, actually Sushi Go is slightly better for that. You'll see that the artwork is super cute. It's all the food has these happy faces that are looking at you and they're just waiting to be eaten. And this seems to have a very similar style. That's all for this week's Board Game Bits. Come back next week for another, or watch tomorrow's video game vids. Bye!